Hello, good afternoon. This is David Soda talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of December 9th through December 13th, 2019. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all the major currency pairs on a 30-minute chart. This way I can show you what has happened this past week, and then I'm going to compare it to different higher time frames like the 4-hour and daily to try to give you an analysis of what I think is going to happen this coming week. Okay, so to begin with, I want to say that last week I predicted that the euro, the pound, and the Australian dollar, these pairs would be going up slightly, not any huge uptrends, because December is a slow month because we're going into Christmas season. But I also predicted the US dollar would be dropping some, and as we see here with Euro USD, the price ended higher than it began. So yes, it has gone up, but more or less it was a range of market. Pound USD, we saw a steady up climb, steady uptrend, which is pretty good. That's more than what I predicted actually. And then same thing with the Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, we saw that it has gained more. It ended higher than it began last week. Okay, so it has gained. Overall is more or less a range of market, as you can see here. And the US dollar versus Swiss franc did drop as predicted, but now has formed a pretty solid level of support. And same thing with the US dollar Japanese yen and kind of the US dollar Canadian dollar. We did see a spike on Friday because of the non-farm payroll, but going into the coming week, we're going to look at some higher time frames and then try to determine what we think is going to happen. Okay, so begin with Euro USD. Okay, so Euro USD here was in a range of market all this past week, but if we look here on the higher time frames of 4-hour, we saw it drop, hit a level of support, and start to come back up. The 1-hour shows it wants to go up, and it's already going up, right? But the 4-hour, there is no up arrow. Okay, this is something I was monitoring on Friday, so I think it's going to retrace and go back up and then shoot back down this coming week. Okay, and the daily shows to go up, and the weekly shows to go up also. So the long term is still bullish, has been for quite some time. What I think is going to happen this week for the Euro USD is that the price is going to go up probably Monday going into Tuesday, and then by Tuesday, Wednesday, we should see another drop, another rally down, and you'll see this price drop a few hundred points. Let's see, price is here right now, right? Probably drop somewhere around this area and this area here, so it's about a 500 point drop, and then we should see a up arrow form here in this area, this range, and then it should rebound and go back up, because the long-term trend is definitely bullish. It definitely will be going up. So I would not look for sell opportunities. I would look for buy opportunities only. And like I said, right now is actually a good time to buy, but it's not going to go up too high because the 4-hour is still showing to go down. So I would probably wait till about Tuesday or Wednesday and then kind of see what this currency pair is doing before I actually place a buy trade. Okay, wait for it to drop again, and then if you get a buy signal on both the 1-hour and 4-hour, that would be the optimal time to place a trade. Moving on to pound USD here, we saw a steady steady climb up this past week. It has reached a strong level of resistance and looks like it possibly will be coming down. But if we look here on the 4-hour chart, okay, we have a strong arrow pointing down along with the daily. Okay, we had this last week as well, and it rallied up. Okay, so somewhere in here we had a down arrow, but it shot up. Now the question is it going to keep going up? Because the weekly shows that it wants to go up, and it has been in fact very, very strong in the bullish sector. Okay, so even the monthly shows to go up. So long term, this is definitely going to be going up. What I think is going to happen is that on the like the 1 hour and the 4 hour shows to go down, right? So it went down some and started coming back up. So what we should see is a drop in the beginning of this week. Okay, you're going to see a drop. Let me get the crosshairs. Price is here now. I'll probably see a drop somewhere in this range here. Okay, there's a level of resistance here. That's a 1,300 pip drop. So that's not so bad, but probably drop down to this level and then rebound and come back up. So the first half of the week we should see a steady drop. Okay, and then around Wednesday we should see another spike back up. So if you want, you can sell in the beginning of the week and then around the middle of the week buy again. Okay, that would be perfectly fine, because right now the 4 hour chart is showing to go down. All right, so that is how I would trade this. You could sell now and then buy, towards the end of the week. All right, so anyhow, moving on to Australian dollar, US dollar. We kind of see all the same thing. The price rallied up and then formed this like flat range of market here, as you can see, that has a lot of highs and lows, which is really good to trade on a 30-minute or even 15-minute chart. You see a lot of highs and lows, right? And if you look here on the higher time frames, like the 4 hour, okay, we have a down arrow here, and you can see it's definitely been in a range of market. It never actually dropped and formed a blue arrow. The daily shows to go up and the weekly shows to go up as well. Of course, it's been showing this for quite some time. So we know that the overall trend, the long-term trend, is definitely bullish. This definitely will be going up, like I've been saying. But the US dollar is still probably always will be the strongest currency in the world, and it's not going to go down without a fight. So if the US dollar does go up, then Australian dollar will be going down. So both the Australian dollar and US dollar are kind of like neck to neck right now. They're both fighting for power, if you will. So we're going to see a lot of range in markets this week. So do not expect any major trends to develop. We've already been seeing that we have a range of market, a lot of highs and lows. So this is really optimal time to trade. And this going into the Christmas season, you're not going to see any big spikes. You see some spikes here because of non-farm payroll this past Friday, but outside of that, you should see a very, very steady movements and gradual changes. So I would trade based on a 15-minute or 30-minute chart and just trade off highs and lows. Okay, when you get a signal to buy, buy. Okay, and then close the trade when you get the opposite signal. Okay, and then when you get a signal to sell, sell, and then close it when you get the signal to buy, and just keep that same cycle going. Buy, sell, buy, sell. Because when you have a range of market, there is no trend. Okay, so you can't say buy only or sell only. You can do both, buy and sell, which is excellent. Okay, so you get a lot of pips either way. So, like I said, expect a range of market for AUD, USD. We should see, based on the 4 hour chart, shows to go down. So we should see a drop in the beginning of the week. I don't know how far it will drop, but right now is a good time to sell. And then probably towards the end of the week, we'll see a rebound and come back up again. All right. Moving on to the US dollar, Swiss franc. We saw the price drop and then kind of spike back up because of the non-farm payroll. If we look at the 4 hour, we have an up arrow, and it shows that it wants to continue going up. Okay, so we had this big rally down, and now the price is like slowly starting to go back up. But daily and weekly both show to go down. So we know that the long-term trend is bearish, that it will be dropping. But like I said, the US dollar is the strongest currency in the world. So you cannot expect the US dollar to just, drop out of the sky. Okay, so this week I would expect more of a range of market. I do not expect any big uptrends for this. Like I said, the 1 hour, 4 hour show to go up, but what probably will happen is the price will hit a level of resistance, which is, if we look at a previous level of resistance like this right here, that's a pretty strong level of resistance right there, and that's probably a good point where the price will go, and that's about about almost a 400 point gain. Okay, so in the beginning of the week you could buy, and then towards the end of the week you sell again, and we should see a range of market form for the continuation of this week. Okay, so it'll bounce up to this resistance, come down, and probably going this week and going into next week we should see more of a range of market. Okay, and it probably won't be, I'm guessing, to the new year that we really see a strong downtrend. Okay, moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, we saw a big steady drop this past week and hit a strong level of support, right? So like I said, this is a more of a range of market here in the last few days of the week, which has been pretty much the same on all different currency pairs. The 4 hour shows that it wants to go down, the daily shows it wants to go down, but the weekly and monthly show it wants to go up. Okay, well, the weekly shows down arrow, but the weekly shows it wants to go up. Okay, so usually the US dollar Japanese yen has an inverse opposite relationship to the US dollar Swiss franc. So, but both of these are kind of like acting very similar. But if the US dollar Swiss franc drops, this will be going up. Okay, based on historical trends. Now, if you see here, the price hit this level of support, bounced up, came back down to the same level of support, has not formed a blue arrow yet, but I feel that this will be forming a blue arrow, and this will be going up this week. Even though the daily shows to go down, I don't think we will have any big downtrends this week, because the weekly shows it wants to go up. Okay, and I could draw a trend line like this. Okay, I don't know how perfect that is because there's only 2 points, and I need 3 points really to make a trend line. So it's very difficult to say. If I go like this, that's not even really perfect, but I could say that's the uptrend there, but it broke. So it's difficult to really form an uptrend drawing by drawing trend lines. But I think that this will be going up this week, but more or less we're going to see a range of market again. Okay, and you'll probably see this rally back up and then come back down again. So like I said, this one, the 1 hour shows it wants to go up, the 4 hour shows it wants to go down. So right now you probably could buy in the beginning of the week, and then around the middle of the week I would sell. But definitely look at the 30-minute chart for both buy and sell opportunities, because we should see more of just a range of market this week. I don't expect any major trends to develop, especially going to the Christmas season. So just stick to the 15-minute and 30-minute chart and you'll be just fine. Okay, and moving on to US dollar CAD, we'll probably see the same type of scenario form out. The price had dropped and then spiked back up because of the non-farm payroll, but what we're going to see is the price spiked up right on Friday, which is fine, but it's going to hit a level of resistance and drop. Always does. So right now the price is rallying up and probably will continue up for the first couple of days, probably Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to see it hit a level of resistance and spike back down. So the overall trend for this is bearish, right? The overall trend is bearish, meaning it's going to be going down. because the weekly shows that wants to go down, and the monthly also. So long term, this will be dropping. So my predictions is that this will go up in the beginning of the week, and then around Wednesday, late Tuesday, early Wednesday, we should see a new downtrend form, and that is when I would get into a trade. Okay, I would not buy right now because the time to buy is kind of already passed. Okay, we had this big spike up from the non-farm payroll. You could buy right now and catch a few pips on the way up, but the thing is, that's probably not a safe bet to do. Okay, I would probably just wait, give it a day or two, wait for a good sell opportunity on the 4 hour. If you see a 4 hour sell, red arrow on the 4 hour or even daily, that would be excellent time to sell. Okay, that's what we're looking for. And then you could match up the smaller time frames, like the 15-minute and 30, and then sell off of that. Okay, because the 15-minute shows it wants to go down right now, but what will happen is the price will come down a little bit on Monday and then spike back up again. Okay, so I don't think it's done going up quite yet. We should see this price go up, and around Wednesday we should see a new downtrend emerge on the higher time frames. Okay, so that is kind of my analysis, my trade predictions for this week. Please let me know if you have any questions about these trade predictions, or if you want me to analyze another currency pair. Please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. There is a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. You can contact me there. Also, there is a link for my private Facebook group, and you can post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Okay, if you have not joined my group, please do so. I encourage you. That way you can post any questions or comments in my group, and then everyone can collaborate as a team. Okay, that's kind of my goal by having this group. All right, so anyhow, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you, and have a wonderful week trading.